This is the second video for February 24th and really March 3rd. We're operating with rational functions, and we already went over addition and subtraction, making sure we have a common denominator. Now let's look here. We're going to multiply and divide, see what happens. Here, if we're multiplying fractions, how do you multiply fractions? Well, in order to multiply fractions, you don't really need a common denominator. We could get one, that doesn't matter, but we don't really need one. What you do to multiply fractions is you multiply straight across. So that's what we're going to do here. Now, I highly recommend every time we're dealing with rational expressions to go ahead and factor everything that we can. So if we look here in this numerator, x squared minus x, this can factor. They both have an x in common. So if I factor out an x here, I'll be left with x minus 1. If I look in this denominator, I have a quadratic. Think of two numbers that multiply to give us -8, that add to give us -2. Those two numbers being -4 and +2. Another quadratic, two numbers that multiply to give us -36 that add to 5. Those would be +9 and -4. And I'm going to put x minus 1 down here in parentheses. Now that we factored, we can, again, multiply straight across. So if we multiply here straight across, I'm going to scoot this out a little bit. There we go. Then basically all your numerators and denominators just become one big numerator, one big denominator. So we would have x times x minus 1, x plus 9, x minus 4 over x minus 4, x plus 2, x minus 1. And now hopefully when we do this, we can simplify things that we notice in the numerator and denominator. So here, x minus 1, those would go away. Here, x minus 4, those would go away. And so what we're left with is x times x plus 9, x plus 2. So that's how we can multiply fractions, multiply rational expressions. Well, what about the division? Oh, excuse me. Whew. Well, dividing fractions, similar thing. Hopefully you're all like, oh, we can multiply by the reciprocal. We can. Take this reciprocal of the second fraction. We can multiply by the original fraction in this first one, and we're in business. So I'm going to go ahead and do this quickly. If you want to pause, try it out, try it on your own, go for it. I'm just going to do this quickly. If I multiply these, I'd get 36x squared. I'm going to go ahead and do that. 36x squared, x plus 2, all of this fun stuff in the denominator. And so the x plus 2's would go away, and we're left with 36x squared. I'm going to write this as x plus 1 squared, because there's two of them, and we're multiplying. So that's how we could rewrite that. So if we're multiplying or dividing rational expressions, we don't need a common denominator. I mean, you could get one, that's fine, but you wouldn't need one. And then we can, to multiply, factor, multiply across, divide things out. To divide, multiply by the reciprocal, and are in the same position. Try C and D, and in fact, if you do D correctly, you should end up with just 1. If you have questions, please let me know. Ask questions as needed.